I wrote this poem. I shared it in my book called My Why. And like I said, I was married at the time and I couldn't, I could never do what I'm doing now, right? I couldn't follow my dreams. I wouldn't have even had the fucking confidence I didn't really share my writing because I didn't think it was good enough. Because when you're married to a narcissist and you grew up in that kind of environment, you don't want to share anything that you think is a talent because you just know it's going to get run over and you're going to be put to shame and then told you're not good enough or it's stupid or you're going to embarrass yourself. Or like, I mean, it's good, but like, it's not that good. You know what I mean? But when that poem came out of me called My Why, that it's in my book, I was really surprised. I had no idea I could write poems. I really didn't know I could write because again, I was almost, this is how bad it was. I'm going to get real honest with you. I kept a journal the best I could when I was sick with Lyme disease since I had such severe memory loss. And I was ashamed when I wrote in it. Like I could have been in the house by myself, in a car by myself, just in a room by myself with nobody around, which obviously that's the only time I can write. And I felt embarrassed writing my own fucking thoughts and feelings. It was just, that's sad. I mean, honestly, I've never really thought about it like that until now, but I felt stupid and like I would worry about how I wrote at that time. And this is, mind you, 12 years ago. And I would be so worried about like, oh, I can't write that because that's too raw and real. And it just makes me look like sad and just pitiful and just to write my own fucking feelings. Isn't that just horrible? I mean, I feel so sorry for that version of me. And now I'd freely write and share. If you have not read my book, please do so. If you have, then you understand I did not hold back. I don't hold back in this podcast. I don't hold back on social media. I just don't, because how am I serving you well? If I hold back, I'm teaching you to do the same, or I'm teaching you some idea of some sort of perfection that just doesn't fucking exist. Absolutely not. I'm going to be who I am at all times. And like I've said before, and I wrote this as well, I'm not everybody's cup of tea, nor do I want to be, but I'm a good dose of reality. So all of this is bringing me to another poem that poured out of me the other night. It's been a few months ago. I've been meaning to share it, but I've just had other topics I've done, or maybe I just had too many episodes recorded. And earlier in the day, this was a day I was not feeling very good just a few months ago. My back had gone out on me. I was in severe pain. It hurt to stand too long. It hurt to sit up straight in a hard chair. Like it was fucking painful. I had like a summer cold on top of it. This is like the first week of summer. And I was in my closet changing clothes. And this is what came to me. This was the first few sentences. You tried to break me. You did. You pretended to be my best friend. So what I wrote, what came to me in the closet was, you tried to break me. You did. That's what came to me. I was in severe pain and I was like, I need to remember that and write it down. Oftentimes what I do is I write these things down. So it's about 6 hours later and the kids were with their father for his week and I'm by myself. And I have to be by myself sometimes. I really do. I think, I have a very strong sixth sense and I feel people's energies like I really, really do. And it's a lot sometimes. And if you are one of those that have a really strong sixth sense and you feel things and know things without knowing you know it, you know what I'm saying. It's a lot for me sometimes to be around a lot of people or people. I have to really be alone with myself sometimes. I can't reflect if I am never alone. If I'm always in the moment or somebody I feel like I need to be, tending to, because maybe the people that I'm around, maybe they're like, you don't need to worry about me. I'm fine. Like we're good. It's not that, it's me. It's that I feel I need to be doing something or I'm not doing enough. And that's something I have to work on, but the people in my life have to understand that. Right. And I also, the kind of work I do, I can't do it. Right now, if there were sounds going on in my house or I could hear somebody somewhere, I would not be able to sit here and record this. It would drive me up the fucking wall. I would lose focus really, really quick. I like to be in my closet. I call it my master suite instead of master bedroom because it's big. I got a large bathroom, a large closet. I'm set up in there. I got a fridge. I got a microwave in my master bathroom because when I get the thoughts going, if there are people in the house, I have to have somewhere to escape to that I can't. I got to lock my bedroom door, I lock my bathroom door, and nobody can bother me for that 30 minutes, or maybe it's just 20 minutes. When the creative download comes, I have to do something with it. But anyways, I'm getting off topic. So 6 hours later, I'm able to sit on my floor on this blanket propped up with pillows behind me with my legs stretched out, and I'm able to sit the way I need to sit and the pain of the back not be just piercing. And I was just in so much pain, and I had my journal next to me like I normally do. It was dim in there. I had nice YouTube ambient screensaver going on, my meditation music. That's me. I always have music on. Music is therapy to me. A lot of the times it's my calming playlist I've created, or it's ambient music. If I'm working, I like a little rap and rock. So I'm sitting there, and I hadn't thought about what came to me in the closet earlier that day. And I remembered when I was kind of like, man, I can't believe I remembered that because I was supposed to write it down and I forgot. So this whole episode, me rambling, is really just to get to this poem. I wrote this poem, and here's what happened. I'm sitting there, and I was like, what was it that again? Oh, yeah. I remember what I thought about 6 hours ago, and it was, you tried to break me, you did. And that's what I wrote, and then I put the period, and then my pen kept on writing, and I didn't even realize, and I was like, oh, this will be good. So I wrote this. You tried to break me, you did. You pretended to be my best friend. And then my friends, what poured out of me next was nothing but absolutely emotional, raw, authentic passion, and fucking amazing. And when it came out of me, I'm writing and writing and writing, and I can't stop and I can't stop. And I'm just like, oh my God, like, where did this come from? It's almost as if I didn't even really have the fucking pen. And I just wrote it, and I read it, and I was like, man, this is really fucking good. But I was really tired. I was in a lot of pain. So I thought, well, I'll read it again tomorrow because, in writing, like I wrote in my book, like a lot of the times you go back and you're like, yeah, can you edit that a bit and clean it up, make it sound a little better. When I read this the next day, I had the chills, and I was like, that is just good. There was not one thing I changed about it. I didn't change one word. I didn't take out one word. I didn't add anything. And so, my friends, here it is. This is the poem I wrote first time at it, not knowing I was going to write it. And I titled it The Narcissist Tell and Demise. And I'm going to share it with you now. You tried to break me. You did. You pretended to be my best friend, to learn all I held within, but not because you really loved me. No, it was for you to use against me, to hurt me. You turned against me. That's when I began to lose my confidence, self-esteem, certainty, my hopes and dreams, my dignity, until I lost all of me. You controlled me entirely, all while you lied to me, demeaned me, disrespected me, used me, abused me, cheated on me. And then guess what? You blamed me repeatedly for everything. And I cried, yelled, screamed, threw things angrily, all hopelessly, my heart breaking piece by piece until there was nothing left of me. I was numb. How could this happen to me blindly? Days of just going through the motions quietly while I put on a fake smile for the world to see, hiding the pain, barely. Rock bottom I had reached, nothing left of me. My heart in a million pieces at my feet. But that was when something awoke inside of me as I learned forgiveness, acceptance, self-love, surrender, independence, and my own strength. But I also learned you and the way you think, something you did not foresee. The power within me awoken, but quietly, not for you to see. I was no longer angry with you, rather grateful, as I now know your part of my destiny. I chose not to have the victim mentality, but rather to learn from the pain and adversity. You underestimated me. Piece by piece, I put back together my shattered heart, feeling the pains and hurts of each piece, but necessary for my healing and shattering of the beliefs limiting me. I was no longer the same person. No, I was confident, strong, happy, sure, secure, and ready to become all I am meant to be, while I picked up the pieces, learning all about me. You just kept on acting for others, not missing a beat. You spread lies and false narratives about me just for the world to see, all while projecting the real truth on me. However, I was no longer affected by your wild accusations because I had learned your projections were admissions. So I just listened. I listened like you had done in the beginning to get to know me. And now I am getting to know you, the real you, your insecurities, and it's ugly, real ugly. The difference between you and me is I actually have the ability to learn, grow, evolve, and heal along with sympathy and empathy. Once you had me figured out and all my triggers, but that's where you will be forever stuck helplessly. You do not possess the ability to grow or heal, and sympathy and empathy are an impossibility for you. They threaten you. I threaten you. I intimidate you, and I know you, the real you, and it's ugly, real ugly. Just remember that. Ah, my friends, whew, that gives me the goosebumps. That is my poem. It is called The Narcissist Tell and Demise. And I'm also going to have an Instagram post where I share it if you want to see and read it and keep it and save it. But still can't believe I wrote that. I really hope that that hits you. If you know narcissism and you are a victim of it and you've experienced it or you are living with it, that poem hits you deep and you understand every motherfucking word. You know exactly what I'm talking about. Your projections were admissions. You put on a show for the world to see, not missing a beat, and how they don't even have the ability to have sympathy and empathy. It's an impossibility. And you know what else? When I said you're stuck, because narcissists cannot grow. Wherever they are, that's where they stay. They don't have that ability. My friends, I've been wanting to share that with you, and I'm so grateful to have that option to do so in this platform. I really hope that you all love it just as much as I do. Please share, download, rate, subscribe, you name it. Follow me on Instagram. And yeah, let me know what you think. Love you all.